Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to solve two sum from LeetCode. So first of all, let's have a look at problem statement, and also this is an easy question, so you should try it before looking at solution. Okay, but first of all, let's try to have a look at our problem statement. Okay, so given an array of integers, so it means we will be given an integer array named numbers. Okay, so I'm solving this problem in Java, but I think it's fairly straightforward, and you can convert it into any other programming language like Python or C++ or C. Okay, so first of all, we have an integer. Okay, and we have a target. What is target? Okay, let's see. Given an array of integer return indices of two numbers such that they add up to a specific target. Okay, so in this array we have to find two numbers whose sum is equal to target. Okay, and what do we have here? You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. Okay, so we know that here we will definitely have a solution, so that's one less thing to worry about. Okay, and also we can't use the same element twice. Okay, so these are the given conditions and our problem statement. Now let's have a look at this example. Like, given nums, if we have 2, 7, 11 and 15, and our target is 9, so which of these two number on their addition produce 9? We have 2 and 7 and all these numbers. Okay, so 2 and 7 is 9. Okay, so we got our answer. Okay, so this one was easy. Likewise, they can have an array of n length, and they can give any target. Okay, so here we can see nums of 0 means a number at 0th index and first index. When added 2 and 7, we get a target. Okay, so we have to return 0 and 1. So remember this, we have to return array, we do not have to return the numbers itself. Okay, we have to return or their indices, array of their indices. Okay, so now we know what our actual problem is, so let's try to think about a solution. So first of all, when we are trying to come up with a solution, we don't directly jump into most optimal solution like O of n or a constant time solution. First we have to think about a brute force approach. So what could be the brute force approach here? Since we have to find sum of two numbers, can we use a couple of for loops? Yes, we can. So first of all, let's try to code it using brute force approach, and then we will try to optimize our algorithm. Okay, so first thing that must come to your mind when you look at such problems is using a couple of for loops. I think for integer I is equals to 0 and I is less than numbers dot length. Okay, and I plus plus, and then again another for loop, integer j is equals to, now here j is equals to I plus 1, because we don't have to and we shouldn't use same element twice. So if you will do j is equals to I, so initially j and I will have same values, and we do not want that. That's why we are using j is equals to I plus 1, and j is less than numbers dot length. Okay, sorry, it's numbers. Okay, yeah, numbers dot length and j plus plus. So we have two for loops here, and what we can do is we can have array, integer array. Since we have to return integer array indices, let's name it indices is equals to, let's have initial value 0 and 1. Okay, and now we will have a if condition. It's fairly straightforward. I think you can just look at it and understand even without explanation, but first I wanted to explain a brute force approach, and then we will just try to make it better. Okay, if numbers of I plus numbers of j is equals to target, which means that sum is equal to target, then what we can do is we can indices of 0 is equals to I, because remember I and j are indices, they are not the elements itself. Okay, and this indices array contains or indices and not the elements. Okay, so do not get confused. And indices of 1 is equals to j, and now we can just return that array, integer array, because here our return type is integer array. Okay, so let's just run the code, and I hope, okay, what's wrong, numbers dot length. Okay, I do make such mistakes. Okay, now let's run the code again, and yeah, accepted. And now let's just submit our answer, and let's see what do we have here. Okay, so 75 milliseconds faster than 18.49% of Java online submissions. So that's not the best solution, you can tell right away, because it's faster than 18%. So it's I think I told you, yes, this is a brute force approach. So next, let's try to do a little better. Okay, so now that we have a brute force solution, let's try to improve our performance. We saw our, I mean, this exact algorithm is not performing that well. So what can we do? First of all, do we really need this array? I don't think we do. We can remove this. Okay, and we, in our problem statement, we clearly know that we won't have more than one solution or less than one solution. So we don't really need a loop to be running even after we find a solution. So what can we do? We can just, what we can do is, whenever we find a solution, we can just return it. Okay, and return new integer array of I comma j. Okay, and when we use the return statement, we just return from our method, and we are no longer iterating through our array. Okay, so but we have to make one more change here. Now since we do not have a indices array, we have to return new integer, just in case we don't have any solution. That won't be happening, we know that, but our Java compiler does not know that, so it will throw an error, compile time error. That's why we have to do this new integer return, because we have specified our return type as integer array. Okay, so let's see. Okay, uh, yeah, it's pending. Yeah, runtime 0 millisecond. Now just submit our, now let's just submit our solution, and yes, it's 52 milliseconds faster than 34.88%. So it's not the best solution, but it's much better than what we had previously. Okay, you must agree, right? Because we can clearly see 34.88% means almost 35% is much better than what we had previously. Okay, so now what we have to do is, we have couple of for loops. Okay, so can we do something using which we will reduce our complexity from O of n square to maybe O of n? Yes, we can, actually we can use a hash map. What's an hash map? Hash map just stores an key and value pair. Okay, so if you have programmed in Python, it's similar to dictionary, or if you have programmed in JavaScript, it's similar to JavaScript objects. It's similar, not same. It has very different syntax in Java, but hash map stores key and value. So we can use hash map, and we can solve this problem. So let's try to do it using a hash map. Okay, so map interface integer comma integer map is equals to new hash map. Okay, and now we don't really need that second for loop. Okay, we can just remove it, and now we'll have a if condition. If not, a map dot contains key numbers of I, means if our map does not have a key with the value of numbers of I, what we will do is we will put map dot put a target, whatever it might be, for let's just say in this particular case 9 minus numbers of I, okay, comma I means or index. We are storing the index and we are storing target minus that particular number. So let's look at an example. I will write else condition, okay, and then I will explain what we are doing here. If you are confused, okay, and I'm sure you must be confused. And in else part, we will return a new integer array and map dot get numbers of I. Remember, value of numbers of I will be index, okay, like I, here we are storing index as value and numbers as key, okay. So numbers of I map dot get comma I, and this will solve a problem, I think. Yeah, it should, yeah, it does. And yes, come on, yes, faster than 99.96% of Java online submissions. Now this is what we were looking for, the most optimal solution, okay. So what are we doing here exactly? Let's try to understand it using an example. Like we have here an example, okay. So uh, for integer I is equals to 0, we have our zeroth element is 2. So first it will check if our map contains the key numbers of I 2. No, it doesn't, okay. So since there is a not here, our map does not contain, so we will put map dot put target minus numbers of I. So our target is 9, okay. Here our target is 9 and 9 minus numbers of I would be 7. So we have got our pair, okay, and we will just put that and its index of 2, okay. And then for the second iteration, when I will be 1, we will check if map dot contains numbers of I, if our map contains 7, and now it does, okay. So it will go into else part and it will return an array of map dot get numbers of I, which would be in our map the value of 7, key 7 is 0, okay, because 9 minus 2 is 7, okay, and it will return 0 and I currently which is 1, okay. So I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, just try to rewind the video and watch it again. And if it still doesn't make sense, try to just look at other examples and just try to understand how those examples work, okay. So thank you. If you like the video, share with your friends and subscribe, like, and you know what you have to do. Thank you.